Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. And I just uploaded a video on alphas. I'm going to be doing a lot more content about it because I think people just are kind of lacking in their understanding in regards to alphas. And let me say this, that your economic status does not make you better than an alpha that's really an alpha. You got to understand that. Hurrah, hurrah. Man, it's 90 degrees here if y'all see me sweating a little bit. Hurrah, hurrah. You got economic status. Yay. But you got to understand that that don't give you a voice over an alpha. Every alpha should be on YouTube. You should be making content because something is going to come out of you that's gonna mass produce. So y'all letting all these little agent boys and I ain't saying Asian, I said agent, A-G-E-N-T. Y'all letting all of them make all the content and then brag about finance. And I tell you once, I tell you twice, I tell you 1,000 times. Any one of y'all, any single one of y'all that is an agent, I ain't gonna even say necessarily a Mason, but if you tied to the sinister stuff that's being done behind the scenes by them peoples, look at that little piece of hair just dangling back there, then don't brag, please don't. See, I don't have no need to fit in with none of these agents. I don't care. I'm going to get mine regardless. And even if I die, I'm still going to get mine because I'm going to be in the everlasting kingdom. So it's a win-win for me. But how about for some of y'all? Following these dudes. Which some of them are grifter agents and some of them are just grifters. They just know how to scheme. I don't follow personalities, and I'm gonna do individual videos in terms of what an alpha is and how they think. So on this one though, I want to talk about the racial thing, the black versus white. I want to talk about black alphas, true black alphas, and how they think. See, every alpha is not going to know everything at every point. Like, it's different stages in life. And like, the more alpha you become, the more alpha you're going to think. So in terms of the black-white indifference, like white privilege and black poverty and crime in black areas, so on and so forth, the black versus white. Alphas don't see whites as superior. They don't see them as superior. Like, alphas don't hate whites because they white. Alphas don't see whites as superior. Alpha will learn how to judge everybody individually. Like I told you, you're going to be like the chief alpha. When you read the book of Revelation, it says that John the Revelator saw people from every tribe, every tongue, every nation in heaven. So it's not going to just be black people. It's not going to just be white people. It's going to be black people, white people, Asians, Latino, all these different race titles are going to be in the heavens. So a real alpha is going to learn how to judge people individually. And here's why. Because if you're a black alpha, then you're going to see that some black people is trifling as hell, excuse my language. You also gonna see that some white people ain't all the way always against you. But you also gonna see that some black people is actually loyal and that some white people are against you no matter what. I come around some people, they just racist out the gate. But I don't care about racism because alpha knows that white people can't stop them. They can change the whole game. I'll create something to beat that game. Alphas are like bloodhounds for loyalty. Like they can sense a person that's been a traitor. At my other job, like it was cliquey, it was groups that formed, like, and so because this group formed, me and people that I was closer to and cool with, we just kind of like veered off from them. It was this one particular guy. I had noticed something about him. Like, I don't get why all this whole parking lot, why people be trying to, what do they call that when they be trying to mess up your videos? So I had noticed that he always talking behind people's backs. Just like I noticed that he be trying to get accepted by the other group. So I saw right through his act. And I said something to him about it. And he tried to downplay it, but like his behavior currently and his behavior back then, it was obvious, man. This dude talks behind everybody's back. Everybody's back. And like an alpha see right through that. Like, this is what people do. If you had, let's say you had a Sigma that has more beta male characters. Like you rarely ever, you not gonna see an alpha delete himself. You see beta males delete themselves. You ain't gonna even see a Sigma delete themselves. Cause they gonna be in between. They gonna have enough alpha in them not to do it. Some people get offended by this conversation because they think they can pick and choose who the alphas are. No, the Most High, the real alphas, the Most High done made them that way. You don't get to choose. Your economic status, you can't choose. Oh, he broke, man. How is he alpha? It's alphas this broke, man. Because he's broke today don't mean he's gonna be broke tomorrow. And because he's broke today don't mean he was broke yesterday. I'm gonna tell y'all, how can I put this without, well, we'll forget about that. I was gonna mention something from the past, but you don't want, some things are better left unsaid. So the black-white conflict, the police brutality, the real alphas is gonna see through the event. That's why I say they have a lot of conflict because of how they think. Like, ain't no alpha's gonna, listen, man. No alpha's just gonna hate the police. I'm gonna tell you why. Because alphas want order. They like to see justice. Even though sometimes police make mistakes. So all these people like that was going hard in the paint for GF. Not alphas, man. Because an alpha is gonna see, okay, why did he put himself in that situation? It was the beta male that came out. But I don't believe in like going too hard against people who are in the afterlife or whatever. So, but in terms of this black versus white, in the mind of an alpha, there's no such thing. Now, when I was beta, let me tell you something we used to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was like maybe 22, and if you live in this area, you remember this, that it was a period of time where white people couldn't even drive through our neighborhood. Like some days we'd be like, man, we finna tag all their cars. So they would come down the street and we was grown, like still doing it. And people would be like, white, throw rocks at their cars. That's beta as I don't know what. That's beta. Because one particular time, the guy came back. I said to him, I said, man, do you know where you at? That was beta. That was the beta version of me. I said, man, do you know where you at, man? He said, I don't give a bleep, 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 bleep. He was cussing. I looked at my buddy, and I just turned around, just roundhouse kicked him right in the face. We jumped him, you know. And he started running. Boy, that boy could run. He could run, man. Like, I was fast too because I was playing sports. But that dude was running. I had to get in full stride to catch him. And I told him, don't you ever come back over here with that. You hear me? And I said some other choice words to him. And then kind of threw a hook. Like, he was covering his head. I threw a hook up underneath like an uppercut. And caught him one last time and walked away. That's the beta male version. See, beta males are this focal point of the chaos in black communities. Guaranteed. And beta males, they'll kill you or want to kill you or try to kill you for your leadership capabilities. If you demonstrate too much masculinity on the beta male, it could be dangerous, man. The beta males are the 98.99 or 98%/99% reason for the spike in homicides. These ain't alpha males doing this stuff. These is beta males. Because an alpha male is going to have some sense of pride. I used to do all type of stuff when I was a beta male that I won't do as an alpha male. Like, really, I'm going to be honest with you. I could get into some grimy stuff and be way more wealthy. But I have the patience to wait, and I know who I am, and I know I'm going to get just as wealthy as I could have got, if not more wealthy, doing grimy stuff. So, all of, in Milwaukee is segregated. And there are racist whites that believe that they are better than blacks, that they have more than blacks, and they don't want you around. They don't use good judgment. They just don't want none of us around. There's a lot of them that's like this. Not all, though, and the alpha knows that. They not all like that, man. They just not. So you know it when you around these type. If you live in this area, you know it. But all of them not like that. Like, some of them are very cool. Like, Texas too. It's kind of different in Texas, though. The sense of entitlement is a little different down there than it is here. Here is a I'm better than you thing. There is a stay in your place, boy. But in Milwaukee and Texas, you got the ones that's not like that. And an alpha male knows that. So alpha male is not going to be a Black Panther. An alpha male is not going to be Dr. Umar Johnson. You see? For that reason, we know when we dealing with it's like when you walking in your alpha male, you an alpha male, it's like your sense of vibes is gonna be elevated. Like, you'll know when somebody giving off a bad vibe, when somebody not giving off a bad vibe. Like, I never flagged anybody's videos on YouTube. Not other than I blocked somebody back in 2010, I think. But other than that, hopefully he ain't the one. He wasn't like working for them, and you know, he could be still having a problem with me because he could have been working for them. And I blocked him like, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make sure nobody ever know about you. Hey man, I remember his name. His name Frosty. Hey Frosty, man, it ain't nothing personal. It was business back then. There was nothing personal, man. Let's let it go. If you work for YouTube, I apologize, man. It's nothing personal. It was business. So, when you see white people, like there's black dudes that won't hold the door open for white women. Because they are trapped in that white versus black thing. That's not an alpha male thing. Because let me show you something. Remember, alpha male are creators. And the alpha male could not even be the most book smart guy, but when he's walking in his alphaism, his intelligence is heightened. So when, let's say, you have a white person, like a white woman, you hold the door for them open the same. You should hold the door open for women. Now, some of them ain't gonna say thank you. Some of them gonna have all this stuff built up. That's all right. You see them again and they mistreat you, you ain't gotta keep doing it. If they don't appreciate that, you don't have to keep doing it. And that's another thing about alphas, man. Alpha do not, like, in terms of dating, they have their preferences, but their preferences are not based on their emotion. Just like in terms of the racial tensions between blacks and whites. If you are alpha, you gonna learn that some black people is not your brothers and sisters, man. But some are. So, same thing with white people. You gonna learn that all of them ain't them boy. Them yeehaw, you this, you in. Not all of them. So when you deal with them as an alpha, you can walk through them with your head up. Because they not better than you. Because remember, an alpha knows that economic status does not make you better. You can be rich and be a horrible leader. We seeing it. Because a real leader is going to want his people to do well. He's going to want his people to be healthy. Real leaders don't depopulate. Alpha leaders don't depopulate. What did the Most High say to Adam? Be fruitful and what? Multiply. So always remember, the devil is going to want to do the total opposite. It's going to want decrease. Steal, kill, and destroy. Because the devil is still emotional about being kicked out of heaven. But the devil should have known. You're not going to be able to do that on the chief alpha, and get away with it? Come on, man. Because, see, sometimes I think alphas, man, my speech is slurred because it's kind of hot out here, and I need to drink a little more. But alpha often gets his kindness taken for weakness, but then when they take his kindness for weakness, they're gonna find out that he's not weak, just like the devil did. So you on the job, let's say I worked in corrections 13 years. I worked in a halfway house, I worked in detention centers, so on and so forth, security, so on and so forth. I was security at the welfare building. Here's what I learned. The loudest person is the most beta. So what I used to do, and they didn't even know I was doing it to them. Like, I would start conversations sometimes just to see where that person stood. Because that'll help me dealing with them in the future. And I was learning, okay, this guy's a Sigma. This guy's a Sigma. This guy is a Sigma. This dude is beta. When I knew somebody was beta, I watched what I said around them. Because they'll twist up. Because remember, they're chaotic. They messy. They'll say you messy, but it's really them. They'll say you too emotional, but it's really them. They have to have the latest of everything. Because they're beta. And so when they look at you as an alpha, they look at you like you look strange to them. But that's just because they beta. And then they think it's a white versus black thing. They think it's a police versus the people thing. Why? Why do they think like that? Because they're betas. You think if the Most High wanted us all to be the same, he would have made us all look alike, right? But beta males, everything, everything with beta males becomes a me against you. That's why, no, you can't work. If you an alpha, you be careful. If you an alpha and you work a job, do not talk to people that much. Talk to them just enough for them to leave you alone and let you get the resources that you need to create whatever you're trying to create. You can't be talking to these people. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's going to be nothing but trouble, man. When you have women bosses, if they not attracted to you, if you're not sexually messing with them, what alphas don't pass themselves around, they going to have their chosen mix. They chosen little group. An alpha is never going to try to sleep with all the women on the job. That's what betas do. You can't work alongside these people, man. If you ain't the main boss, you can't work with them. If you do, if you in a job that you make good money, you don't want to leave, and you're an alpha, this is what you do. Limit your conversations. Be polite, be courteous, and be quiet. Because I'm telling you, like, when you start talking, it's going to create nothing but problems for you. Ain't nobody going to agree with you. Because you're going to be unique. So if you work a job, like my last couple jobs, I was quiet. But, you know, sometimes you give off that alpha spirit and people kind of shy away from it. And what a beta male won't train you on the job. You know, beta males get in this thing where they think they cute. They just like the male version of a female. Like they have female tendencies. Always gotta look good on the outside. That's beta. An alpha male, he looks good on the outside regardless. And you can't tell him otherwise. No matter how he looks to you, you can this is what people do. You ugly, blah, 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 they'll insult you to the ground, and all it's gonna do is make a real alpha not even want to deal with you. Go find you a bait. Listen, all these women think they want alphas. I want a man that'll put me in my place. No, you don't, because you try to dominate men. So I know you don't want a man to put you in your place. And that's how when you're dealing with whites, you gotta understand these things, and you'll learn. When you start getting fired, when you start getting overlooked, when you start getting the police called on you, you gonna learn. I went to a parade in closing. I had a package to deliver, and it was a parade like I didn't know. So I gotta navigate my way through there. I get there, it's all white people, not a black person in sight. It was one black person there, and that person was in the parade. And they was looking at that person funny. But it's like the way you're supposed to deal with whites. You don't feed into white privilege or any of that stuff. You work on being a warrior. You work on being the best version of yourself. They don't listen. Nothing against them, but they don't have no power. They could take you out tonight, and like Abel, your blood will cry from the ground. Abel was an alpha. Abel was an alpha. Cain was beta as I don't know what. Look what he did to Abel. And even after he thought he got rid of him, Abel was still alive. Because when you try to get rid of an alpha, you're not going to be able to take him completely out. He'll been an influence the whole world by the time you try to take him out. And when you take him out, he going to have even more influence. The Son of God was an alpha. He was an alpha. To this day, people talk about him, believe in him. And that happened, what, thousands of years ago. That's how it worked, man. Now, you think the people in this day wasn't racist? Come on now. White people can't stop me. The only person that can stop me is me and the chief alpha. They can't. They can scratch, they can claw, they could come get me tonight. The Most High let them come get me. Guess what? I'm going to come right back on the horse with the Son of God and with the Most High. I'm going to be on my horse. They're going to be like, David, what do you think about this person? I'm going to look. What is his beliefs? Don't you listen. You see real believers in the Most High God, you ain't gonna get no slack. But anyway, I'm getting close to my time that I want to stay within. This is the Truth Man channel. There's no matrix, no simping, all subjects channel. More videos to come. Thanks for watching.